Support WrestleTalk!
Give us a subscribe.
Hello and welcome to the WrestleTalk News. I am El Fakador Laurie Blake. And unless you've been living under a rock or you're denying you watched it because your girlfriend is in the room, then you've probably seen the hubbub online surrounding certain sexist segments of last week's WWE programming. On SmackDown, we had Mandy Rose attempting to honey trap Jimmy Uso in a secret, televised tete-a-tete in a hotel room. And on Raw, we had Alexa Bliss getting caught with a top off. The online debate tried to work out what the hell was going on. Some guessed that Vince had been helicoptered in to write the episodes this week, while Dave Meltzer reported that they were trying to do old-time stuff and make things sexy, which worked to a degree because the clip of Bliss has been watched over 6 million times on YouTube as I'm recording this. But if they wanted to do true old-time sexy stuff, she could have just bared her ankles and got a load of Victorians hot under the top hat. My God, look at those beautiful biscuit ankles, he ejaculated. It's like something out of Dickens. Well, I kind of think the segment seemed a little bit out of place on the show, coming as it did before Bliss unveiled the women's tag titles, which are literal symbols of the women's evolution. But according to Ryan Satin of Wrestling Sheet Radio, the entire thing was actually Bliss's idea. She reportedly envisioned it as a homage to Trish Stratus, kind of based on a lot of the similar scenes from Stratus's heyday in WWE. This week, things on the women's roster have been a bit better. So far, SmackDown is still to come, so who knows what kind of crazy home-wrecking antics Mandy Rose is up to. But on Raw, things were actually pretty good. Bliss announced she would be participating in the Rumble, as did Lacey Evans, and Sasha Banks and Bayley took on Ronda Rousey and Natalya in what was actually a really fun match. Now actually, some of it was a dark match for some viewers, because viewers on the USA Network had the screen go black for about 2 seconds during a powerbomb attempt for Natalya onto Banks. Now, this is because Banks apparently suffered a brief wardrobe malfunction with her trunks, so the black screen was modesty preserving. Somebody who isn't out to preserve anyone's modesty though is Becky Lynch, segue, who is serving up tweetalities left, right and centre. She's here, so I don't know why I pointed over there. She's usually vicious, but my God, did she go for the jugular in this exchange with Mickie James. Mickie reposted a picture of Lynch smiling backstage, adding, "Aww, this whole hashtag the man thing is so cute in the age of hashtag women's empowerment, boo. I'm, for one, am proud to be hashtag the woman, because after all, we've always been the dominant sex. Or have you forgotten that, Becky Lynch? Hanging out with your new bestie, Little Richard. See you at the Rumble, kissy face emoji." To which Becky replied, not the first time she's come after a top star to further her career. "Dead. I am dead. Someone call me mum, tell her I'm dead, get me a coffin and my Sunday best, because I need to lie down in the dark forever now." Because I think what Becky is alluding to is the supposed affair that Mickie James had with John Cena while dating Kenny Dykstra. Dykstra? Who knows? He knows, I imagine. Which is something that Kenny attributed in tell-all tweets to James's success while in WWE. So after Lynch brought up one of the 5 rumours of doom, James came back to Lynch with this. Sorry, took me a minute to stop laughing. Seriously, all this build-up, all this anticipation for that? Wow, what a letdown. How disappointing. You know what? You're right, babe. You are hashtag the man. I'm just me, babe. I'm real. But the actual biological man in question is John Cena here, whose shot at being in the Royal Rumble match may be in jeopardy. WWE posted this update about an injury that Cena supposedly suffered during the Fatal 4-Way main event of last week's Raw. WWE's report said that John was having trouble putting weight on his left ankle during and after the match, and the injury was further exacerbated in training when he arrived for this week's Raw, which could obviously mean his entrance into the men's Royal Rumble match could be in question. But this could also be kayfabe, as Cena is said to be filming a movie from early February to the 1st of April, and WWE do kind of like to have reasons to write somebody off of TV. PW Insider are also reporting that Cena wasn't even at Raw this week in Oklahoma. The plot thickens. So whether it's actual injury or work in this case, if John isn't in the Rumble and he returns post-filming in early April, that leaves very little time to set up a match for WrestleMania. Want to compete against me, Ollie, and Luke in WWE predictions? Well, you can if you join the Wrestle League on our Patreon. And if you become a patron, you will also help us towards our other goals like monthly Wrestle Sketch episodes and a host of other goodies like exclusive podcasts, shout-outs, ownership of Randy Datson. One of those things is a lie. And if you want to stay up to date on all of the latest wrestling news, why don't you give us a subscribe? I've been El Fakador, and that was Lucha.